The news, good evening. Wildcat strikes over end-of-year bonuses have threatened to cripple businesses and parastatals across the country. Workers at SCCI walked out in protest this morning, while staff at SkyChef and ABSA also threatened to stop work. It comes a day after PUC employees reached a deal with the government on Christmas handouts.
Unofficial industrial action escalates. This time, workers at STC picketed the gates of the company headquarters in Latania Road. Supported by the Federation of Workers' Union, representatives then squared off with the Finance Minister Nadia Hassan and other officials before agreeing to accept a 5,000 rupees bonus across the board. On the shop floor, relief. Talks to avert walkouts were also underway between ABSA staff and management. SkyChef workers met management behind closed doors, agreeing to share a 1 million rupee bonus among the 200 staff, with each receiving a 500 rupees supermarket voucher.
They were wanting to strike, but they were very cooperative. I asked them to please move down. We would listen to them. We set up the mic and we gave them an opportunity to talk on all their frustrations. The main point is they wanted to be heard and they wanted us to take their efforts into consideration.
The company says despite cutting the workforce by 20%, mostly by natural wastage and shedding expats, the COVID crisis continues to present huge challenges for the business.
The Cabinet of Ministers has decided to terminate the current moratorium on the importation of motor vehicles. The restrictions were imposed at the beginning of this year as the foreign exchange reserve began to dwindle after the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Principal Secretary for Trade, Celia Monroe, said the government was conscious of the negative impact of the decision to the economy. However, it has to respect commitments made with international partners. In the meantime, there will be an increase of 25% in excise tax for motor vehicles. It is hoped that the increase in the tax will deter people from importing vehicles recklessly. The cost of the Lagoga Dam is expected to rise by a further 100 million rupees to bring the total to over 300 million rupees. The dam, whose construction started 2 years ago, was initially budgeted to cost 185 million rupees. The increase in the price of the project was amongst the issues that the Public Utilities Corporation, the PUC, brought to the attention of the Committee on Government Assurances in the National Assembly, the COGA, this morning. PUC is the first institution to be called by the COGA of the 7th National Assembly cohort. The meeting was followed by a site visit to the dam. The project, which was supposed to be completed a year ago, now has a new deadline set for June 2021.
It's been a pleasure for us to welcome the committee to Lagog. It's given us the opportunity for us to show them what progress we've made, what sort of challenges we are facing, and also we could justify why the cost has gone up by almost 100 million rupees. Now, we had budgeted a considerable amount for the dam, in which included also was a treatment plant. Now, given the fact that stability of the dam, its security is far more important at this stage, that we achieve that to the level of satisfaction of everybody. Therefore, it was decided with the approval of government that we should use the funds that have been allocated for the treatment plant, water treatment plant, to use this fund and establish the level of security and stability on the dam, first of all. And we will look at other ways and means of constructing the treatment plant later.
PUC was an assurance in State of the Nation address that President delivered in 2018. So we've decided to take PUC first because they have given us assurances that The project itself will start, will finish maybe in 2 years' time. So we've decided to come, meet with them, see the challenges that they are getting, and come on site also to see how the work is progressing also. We are all very satisfied, and I think also the constraints that PUC has put before the committee itself is justified, and I just wish PUC luck in the project, and I do hope that they will finish the project in 2021, by June 2021, as they have projected.
The Court of Appeal has increased the sentences for murder on one inmate. It has also maintained the life imprisonment of another prisoner for the same offence.
Emmanuel Safrance has appealed against his 15-year sentence for the death of Kevin Bristol in 2018 whilst they were in the same cell at Montagne-Posay prison. Appeal Judge Matilda Toomey says Safrance is a dangerous man who have committed 2 heinous crimes in a row, and so she replaced the 15-year sentence by a 20 years imprisonment. The court has also maintained the life imprisonment of David Agnès for strangling to death Doreen Hulantin in 2018. It has also dismissed several appeals and allowed some of them, resulting in the release of several appellants.
And the Court of Appeal held its last session for the year today by delivering all its judgments. Altogether, it has disposed of 83 appeal cases, civil, constitutional and criminal, and 26 miscellaneous applications.
The Court of Appeal has, as of date, 141 pending civil appeals. 54 were registered this year, and it has disposed of 53 civil appeal cases. As of date, it has 3 pending constitutional appeals. 5 were registered this year and 4 have been disposed of. 3 miscellaneous applications are pending. It registered 27 this year and has disposed of 24. As for criminal appeals, it has 25 pending. 22 were registered this year and it has disposed of 26. Both miscellaneous criminal applications filed this year have been disposed of.
The Seychelles Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the SCCI, is pushing to maintain good communication and consultation between the government and the chamber. The re-elected chairman, Oliver Bastienne, stated that the SCCI's involvement in the country's major decisions is very important. The election was held yesterday at the SCCI's AGM.
First thing that we need to do, we need to look at certain critical areas that is impacting the private sector. Here we're looking at items such as the taxation reform, we're looking at the budget consultation, we're looking at the FA4JR mechanism, we're looking at the Employment Act, which is all critical matters that needs to be discussed now, not yesterday, now. And I think that this is discussions that we're doing at the moment. Secondly, we would like to ensure that the modus operandi that we're doing, with the way we're being consulted, or the relationship that we have with the government, all 3 branches, that is important that there is an openness and respect and trust in the way we dialogue. I think it is important that when policies, regulations, or anything that comes on the table that is not what you call a done deal, it's something that we're discussing, it's something that can be changed, it's something that can be remolded from the input that the private sector is giving, and that's pertinent.
And with this, you end this news summary. Thank you for watching and have a very pleasant evening.